Welcome to a new video. This is a digital drawing for a change, and I just wanted to show you how the techniques are so similar. And here I am freehand drawing on my iPad Pro using Procreate, and I've only done 2 or so drawings, so I'm really a complete beginner, and it's quite a steep learning curve as well. But what I wanted to show you is that if you take the things that I show on my pastel videos and my oil videos, you can apply that then, the same basic principles. So at the beginning you saw me put in some lines to indicate where the eyes were going to be, the nose, the jawline, and I'm doing it on a mid-tone background, so that would be my normal mid-tone paper. Then I adjusted the opacity of that initial sketch and use that then as kind of like a template to draw over the top of. So that's one of the big advantages with digital. And then I'm making sure I've got everything roughly in the right place, and I'm really learning as I'm going along. Now in the reference photo you can see everything's that lovely warm sandy colour, so at this stage I thought it makes sense to make the background that colour, which is kind of a mid-tone as well, and then work on top of that layer. And as I said, I was really finding my way, trying out different brushes. I wasn't even sure where to find the brushes to start. Couldn't really work out how to do the textures either. So I just treated it like a piece of pastel paper, doing exactly the same technique, pretty much working dark to light as I would normally do then as well. But the good thing with a program like Procreate is that you can free yourself up, especially with drawings, just doing freehand drawings like this, because there's no real mistakes. You can't do anything wrong. You just put a new layer on top, which is very similar to oil paintings. Obviously with pastels I've got a limited number, even though we can do a lot with pastel matte paper, we still got a limited number. But with oils and digital we can keep on going and going, refining that process until we've got it just as we wanted to. And this is, a real learning experience for me. Lots of frustration as well, watching a few YouTube videos to try and get the hang of it. And I wanted it to look quite realistic, but I wasn't concerned about it looking, photorealistic and putting in every little element. I want to use the digital aspect just sometimes at the moment, just to play around, but it's really good because you can work out compositions on there, and you can also play with lighting effects as well. And with this reference photo you can see it really is all about the lighting. Got to get that lighting right, otherwise this is just not going to work at all. So I was doing a fair bit of squinting at the screen to try and not look at the details, just as I say on my pastel videos as well. And here I'm beginning to start to think about the textures and how I'm going to actually tackle them without doing every tiny little stipply dot for each individual hair or little clumps of hair. I didn't want to get that detail, but I did want to see what I could do on this iPad Pro using this Procreate program. And as you can see, as I start to add the lighter tones, the highlights, that's when it really begins to come alive a lot more. In many of my drawings I like this really extreme side lighting because it makes the subject look much more three-dimensional, gives much more impact to it as well. The last thing of all was the highlights on the details, on the whiskers, on the little hairs on the chin, that's really catching that side lighting. As I said, I'm an absolute beginner with digital drawing and Procreate, so this is not a lesson as such. I'm just showing you how the techniques can be used in an extremely similar way to the way we do it in pastels and oils as well. So hope you've enjoyed this little video. Just wanted to quickly mention my Patreon channel for those looking for even more in-depth art instruction. It's packed full of pastel videos, oil videos as well, and those videos are being added to new ones every single month. I have videos for the complete beginner that have never done pastels or oils before with just limited supplies, and I take you from the very first blocking in all the way through to the final detailed drawings and paintings. I've also got some really unusual subjects as well, and in all of my videos I always take you through all the details. You see everything I do, how I create my work. But it's not just for beginners, it's also for novices, and I also show the best artwork that I've ever done as well. And this particular elephant video spans 6 hours, so you know you're going to see tons and tons of details, tips and techniques. And as mentioned, I've got lots of oil videos on there too, so there really is something for everybody, and you get access to hundreds of hours worth of videos for just $4. Now over 1,000 members strong. Hope to see you there soon.